comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind, like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Little roller up along first, behind the bench. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
See you in Pittsburgh. Can't wait.
Five seconds left in the game. Do you believe it, Don? Oh, yes! Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it. Dwight Clark.
You're tuned into Game On with Josh Silverberg.
Game on!
Talking all things sports. It's
Game on! Yeah, game on!
Game On, right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. This is Game On, joining you every single Tuesday from, till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. You can check us out on worldwidesportsradio.com, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Alexa smart speakers, and so much more. Of course, my father, Nelson Silverberg, here with us. Speedy Petey will be on audio tonight because the New York Sports Loudmouths will be on right after our show at 7 o'clock with Errol Marks and Quinn Copels. They will be on at 7 o'clock, so that's exciting, of course. I am back from Las Vegas. I missed that time change very much. It was wonderful starting a show at 3 instead of 6. Everything like that. But Dad, how are you? How are things? How's life in general?
Everything's great. Everything's going well. It was a beautiful day in New York today, right? It was nice and hot. It was great.
It's insane to me that, we're going to get to a whole bunch of things. We're going to preview the NBA and the NHL playoffs. The matchups are set, I believe.
I don't think the matchups are set in the NHL. I think the NBA, they're set. The NHL.
Well, no, you got the play-in still. Let me see. Hold on.
The NHL can move around a little bit still.
Let me see. I'm just curious if everything is set in stone. We'll get into that. We'll get into a little bit of the unmitigated baseball disaster that is New York. I know the Yankees had a nice win yesterday, but the Yankees, I believe, will make a run for it. The Mets, on the other hand, we'll see. And we'll touch on of course, we're getting into the Masters, the whole Diana Rossini story that came out. She put in her resignation for the Athletic this afternoon. There's the whole thing with Mike Vrabel is out there, and we're going to wonder, is Mike Vrabel going to get lambasted with this stuff and everything of that nature. And just really quickly, so all the playoff teams are set. The Bruins, no, you're right, actually. Nope. Both Ottawa and Boston. Let's see. Boston plays the Devils tonight, so Boston should win.
They haven't been playing well.
They should beat the Devils. That's, just saying. The Senators play. Let's see. They play the Maple Leafs tomorrow too. So I think both teams are going to win. So let's see. If everything stays status quo, we know Carolina's going to be the 1 seed, and Buffalo. Well, not. No. Buffalo did win the division. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Carolina clinched the home ice draw for the Eastern Conference, and Buffalo clinched it. So either way, Carolina or Buffalo will play either Boston or Ottawa. That said, Tampa's going to play Montreal, and Pittsburgh's going to play Philadelphia. That's going to be fun. Always Pittsburgh-Philly series are always fun in the playoffs. And then the other day, I believe I was watching at the MGM Sportsbook, and I'm watching the Canadians play the Lightning, and the Lightning had 57 total penalty minutes, and the Canadians had 31. There were like 10 fights that broke out, and they're going to play in the playoff series next week.
That'll be great.
That'll be fun.
Hockey playoffs are great. Aren't hockey playoffs great?
I think they're the best.
Yeah, they really care. I mean, it's really one of.
Well, that's what it comes down to.
They
Exactly,
really
they do. Yeah, and then the all the teams in the West are set.
Yeah, I think the West is cooked up.
It looks like it's not fully clinched yet, but Vegas has won 6 in a row since they hired John Tortorella, so they're 6-0 since they hired him.
That's him. Isn't that what he does, though? Isn't that what he always
does? That on young teams, never really on veteran teams. That was the big question mark: is can he do this with this Vegas team? So Colorado won the President's Trophy. They'll play either. I believe they're gonna play
Kings. I got them against the Kings.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fully clinched yet, because the Pacific teams haven't clinched anything yet. Because everybody's like right there, and there's still 2 games in hand for LA. None of the division spots I believe are clinched except for Colorado's. The 1 seed in the Pacific is not set yet, but it's gonna be the Avalanche, Stars, Wild, Golden Knights, Oilers, Ducks, Mammoth, the Utah Mammoth, and the LA Kings. Those are the teams.
Utah Mammoth. Awesome. Utah Mammoths.
And the team that clinched the worst record this year was the Vancouver Canucks that had 56 points at 24-48. The Blackhawks were second at 28-39, which is insane because they got Connor Bedard. Third was it was a tie between the Calgary Flames and the New York Rangers.
Yeah, and your New York Rangers.
That's right. Awesome. And then fourth is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Your mother-in-law made Caleb watch the last Ranger game.
Horrible. No. That is tomorrow is the last one.
That's not the last game, but the last game. I mean, the last game that was on TV.
They're all on TV.
I know, but the last game they played.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I've given up at this point. It's like you might as well just take up. I don't even know who half the players in the starting lineup are. It's like taking
It's like watching Mets games.
Yeah, it's like taking the hot horse out to behind the barn and just pulling the trigger.
Exactly.
Let it end. Just let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. But I will say this: the one positive that we'll take out of this season, too, I guess you could say, is Gabe Perreault looks legitimate, so that's nice. Finally, a Ranger first-round pick actually panning out good, which is nice to see. And Shesterkin, even though the season was horrible, Shesterkin had a really good season again. Other than that, there's nothing else. That's it. That's all there was. There's nothing else. So I guess, like I said, because we can't fully dive deep into the postseason yet, but I guess you could see the playoff teams. Well, I'll dive into you with the Boston Bruins. And how
I feel bad. You know, I don't want to. There are 2 teams.
What do you feel bad about?
Because as a Bruins fan, there are 2 teams that have the greatest fan base that never win.
The Toronto Maple Leafs
and the Buffalo Sabres. Like, don't they have unbelievable fan base in Buffalo? They really do, and they never win. And I got to, I'm always rooting against Toronto, and Toronto always fails in the most really.
You're always rooting against them because they always have their first-round pick somehow. I don't understand how that always works.
Yeah, Bruins have their first pick this year.
They always do.
Yeah.
Everyone's always had that first round pick.
And but dang, I hate rooting against Buffalo, but I'm going to root against Buffalo. But it's going to be a good series. Up until a week ago, they were going to play Tampa Bay, which I despised because I really hate playing Tampa Bay.
Well, I guess the nice thing is that you brought up Higgins, so he's going to play. And he's been good. He played in his first game. He's played one game so far. He scored a goal in his first game. So
he needs scoring. I mean, they need scoring desperately. So
he's going to play. Pasta's having another great season.
Yeah,
people were questioning about Swayman.
He had a great year.
He had a very rough Olympic, but he had a nice season.
Yep.
And everything like that. I think the Boston. I feel like the NHL playoffs are the one postseason where you could say anybody you walk in, you get a chance. You have a chance. It doesn't matter. Like the Utah Mammoth have a chance. You know what I mean? Like it's like Like, do I think the LA Kings have a shot against the Colorado Avalanche if they played right now? No. That's one team I don't. But I mean, it's.
I agree. It's like baseball.
Well, they lost what's their name? They lost Fiala. Well, they lost Kevin Fiala in the Olympics, so that hurt them. That was one of their best players, and they lost him. And that they were having a good run. They traded for Panarin at the deadline, and then everything like that. But I mean, at least Panarin will get to go to the playoffs and have fun and everything like that. To me, I view the whole thing as it's just. I like this series in the East. Now, obviously, Carolina and Buffalo, we don't know. They're either going to play Ottawa or they're going to play Boston. We don't have that. We know Pittsburgh's playing Philly, and we know Tampa's playing Montreal. And we know the Philly-Pittsburgh rivalry in the postseason is nuts.
Yeah, it'll be fierce. They'll be playing tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's nuts itself. And then even like what happened in Montreal last week between Montreal and Tampa was wild. I mean, Jake Gensel's getting into fights, which he never does. I mean, that's just like things are just like Nick Suzuki was fighting guys, and that was just wild to see. I'm sitting there watching this in Vegas. I'm like, what is happening? And I'm like, this is like 8 fights were breaking out. It was like wild, but I will say this. I remember when Montreal hired him, I thought it was an awesome hire when they hired him, and that was Marty St. Louis. I thought that was an awesome hire at the time. I said, this is a guy that Hall of Fame player. I always thought he had the makings of a coach. He was a 6th or 7th round draft pick. I think he might have been undrafted and was a Hall of Fame player. And I always said to myself, I said, this guy's going to work great with Cole Caulfield. Like, that's the guy he's going to do great with because Caulfield played the same position that St. Louis played. And the thing that made St. Louis good was they won a Stanley Cup in Tampa, right? And he got to a Stanley Cup with the Rangers. So every spot that he went to, he got to the big game every time. So to me, I thought St. Louis, that hire was really good.
I think the league is better if Montreal's good.
Toronto and Montreal are good. Those are the teams they need.
Yeah, I think the league is better, especially if Montreal is in. Obviously, Montreal's been sort of middling for so long. They might have a good team this year. We'll see. Get out of the first round and see. I mean, like you said, the NHL playoffs are so weird because
it's just weird because they're wide open. It doesn't matter.
Because it's so goalie dominated. Like goalies can basically
like right now, like Vegas was barely struggling. Vegas was just horribly struggling, right? And then they hired Tortorella. So like one team it worked out for with the Golden Knights. Tortorella went 6-0.
Right.
And they dominant. One team it did not work out for was the Islanders. Was the Islanders, and they got, I mean, if you told me in December that the Islanders were not going to make the playoffs, I would have said you're crazy. Because they were so comfortably in the postseason.
It's kind of crazy.
And they just not only did they collapse down the stretch, but they got walloped 6-1, 3-0, 5-1. They were killed in every game.
Weird. Just lost it.
They lost everything, and then they fired Waugh. They brought DeBoer in. DeBoer's going to fire that whole coaching staff because none of those guys are his. Those are all Waugh guys.
Right.
The question's going to be, two questions for the Islanders is one, how has the Boar's past coaching stints helped him going forward in regards to how he treats goaltenders? Him and Marty Brodeur had a falling out at the end. He pretty much, him and Martin Jones did not get along at all, and he threw Aiden Hill under the bus constantly in Vegas. And Ilya Sorokin is a very sensitive guy, where you need to be very delicate with certain guys. He's very sensitive. He can be high maintenance at times. So the question is, does the Boar, how does he handle Sorokin? And what do the Islanders do? Because Anders Lee is a free agent. He's their captain. And the rumor is they're going to let him go. And you have to remember at the deadline, they traded for Braden Shen. They gave up a good amount to get him, the captain on the Blues. And, you have Cizikas that's been there, Pajot. But I think the thing is that
But wouldn't you say DeBoer was the number one coaching candidate for next year?
Yeah, he was that, and that's why it was the right move bringing him in. I'm not saying
up until Vegas Knights fired their coach. Then
I guess Cassie. But also, I think that the truth is with the Islanders, what happened this year was you have an all otherworldly performance by Matthew Schaefer, your number one draft pick. And it's going to sound silly what I say, but they swept the Rangers this year and they swept the Devils this year. They dominated both of those teams, right? And
like everybody did.
No, but I'm saying, well, no, there's not really, but sure. But you have an otherworldly performance in your rookie defenseman, right? You make the trade for Braden Shed at the deadline.
And you don't make.
And in December, you're comfortably in the two. They were even at the one. They were in the division lead at one.
Yeah, right. It was crazy.
And they just melted down the last month, and it was crazy because they were losing every game at home almost. It felt like.
But it's crazy. I'm always shocked. A lot of teams make the playoffs. It sounds stupid, right? A lot of teams make the NHL playoffs, but you needed a pretty good record to make the NHL playoffs this year. You couldn't be 5 games over. You needed to be almost need a 100-point season to make this playoff.
Yeah, you needed 97 in the East, and then in the West 90 points. Yeah.
So you needed to have a pretty good team this year.
I view it like this. I think teams that regress this year, obviously, Winnipeg completely regressed this year. Horrible year for them. Seattle's been very inconsistent, and then in the East, Washington, who won the Metro last year, didn't even make it. You had the Rangers, who, even before the season started, I don't know why people were picking them to even get the wild card spot. I said, you're nuts. They have no third and fourth line. I have no idea why you're picking them. I said before the year they're not even making the playoffs. Florida had too many injuries this year.
There was a lot of turnover this year. Toronto.
I think the biggest loser of this whole thing, I know the Islanders had a meltdown. I think the biggest loser is the Detroit Red Wings. They haven't made the playoffs in now 11 years in a row.
Oh, Toronto's the biggest loser, Josh.
Yeah.
Toronto is the
No, they are because of the cap with the cap and everything like that. But also, Detroit has now not made the postseason for 11 seasons in a row.
No, but you don't make the playoffs after you thought you were an up-and-coming team the year before, and
you traded the first
round.
You
lost a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So they fired the GM. That's a mess. They were very close. Now they're not. Who knows? They're going to be, But to me, the big shock is Buffalo. Buffalo is.
I'm glad. Good for them.
I know. Buffalo is shockingly good this year.
Yep. I'm glad. Good for them. I think that's wonderful. I know we have to move on because we're on a hard 7 tonight. But good luck to you and the Bruins, and everything like that. So we will see about that. Before we get to the NBA, let's touch on the Masters really quickly. Rory winning it again made it. big shout out to Scotty Scheffler for making it interesting because he was getting clobbered the first 2 days. And I think did he finish top 3, Scheffler, or top 4?
He finished second. I think he finished second.
After he was like a +5 or +7 after day 1, it was like a disaster. They didn't know if he was going to make the cut. I think he shot like a 12 under.
The shout out I give it to McIlroy. I'm not a huge McIlroy guy, but I give him all the credit in the world. The wheels were coming off, man. He double bogey the 4th or the 3rd hole,
and then he did it, and then he shanked it on the 16th.
Yeah, he was hanging on, and he held on.
CBS did such a horrible job with this broadcast.
He played a great back 9 on that 4th round.
My thought process is, first of all, CBS, and it's not the announcers, it's not Nance or any of them. My question is, Scheffler birdied the first hole, right? And then he almost eagled the second hole.
Right.
And I didn't get to watch any of that because CBS didn't go to it. And I'm just like, how do you not? He's the number 1 golfer in the world. He's making a run. How do you not show me that?
Yeah.
You know, that's a big deal.
They even live at that time? And I guess he was on. What was he?
It was on because he was later in the afternoon.
I didn't watch like every second of it.
Every single thing was Rory on the 18th. Rory every single thing. And by the way, they didn't bring up Tiger one time during this broadcast.
Well, they're not going to do that.
They should have.
What do you want to say? Tiger Woods, former great golfer, current drug
addict.
addict.
I think it's a big story because it's one of the biggest storylines on sports. I think you're watching a legend fall hard from grace, as they say, to the point of he's going to take somebody one day, and it's going to be in another car if he keeps going. And I think somebody needs to say something. The problem is Tiger, again, I said it a few weeks ago, he has too many yes men. That's the problem. He has too many yes men on his side because they don't want to hurt his feelings.
But as a golf fan, if you are a golf fan, is Tiger Woods is relevant as a personality. He's not relevant as a golfer. I mean, he's never going to win another, regardless, right? He wasn't going to win the Masters. He's just a guy that refuses to put the clubs away. He doesn't want to.
But you know what he does? You know what he does? You know what he does?
He makes money.
He makes money. He brings ratings.
Yeah, fine.
I don't even
know. Yeah, fine.
I mean, that's the truth. Is as bad as if he was having one of his worst rounds ever, easily.
Fine.
People still
he's a borderline cut guy now. Like he doesn't even make the cuts anymore. You know what I mean? His back is shot. It's.
I know his back is shot. He's taking oxy to try in the car.
Right. Right. Obviously, his driving skills have deteriorated dramatically.
But that's the thing. I don't understand. Why don't you just hire a driver?
Right.
Just hire a driver. You have so much money in your pocket. Just hire a driver. I don't understand. That's the part that to me, I'm just like, I don't get it. I mean, I hate driving. I'd hire a driver.
I understand. I get it. I think he doesn't want people involved in his life. You know what I mean? Ever since that aspect of his life. I don't want to think he wants people knowing his day-to-day life. And that's why he keeps all that. He doesn't want drivers and stuff because they'll know where he's going. Next thing you know, the driver will write a tell-all book, or whatever. And look, he's got a lot of problems. What do you want to do? He's just a person, though. You know what I mean? It's like
I understand that completely. To me, I view it as I don't know.
I thought it was a great tournament. But let's get back. I thought it was a great tournament.
Yes,
because the guy who was leading, you always expected him to give it up, and he didn't. And to me, that was shocking. And Scheffler missed a couple of. He missed one putt, man. I think it was like 16 that would have just tied him, but he just missed that putt, and I think that was basically it.
Well, going like I said, moving on now to the NBA. We have the play-ins that start tonight. A lot of the playoff matchups are pretty much set. I'm going to pull them up right now. Let's see. Pull up the bracket. Let's see. So the Thunder are going to play the 8th seed.
I'm excited about the second round. The first round, the first round matchups don't even interest me that much.
Yeah. I mean, you have. I would say you have
awesome second round matchups.
I would say you have 3 good ones. 3. You have Denver, Minnesota. And then you have Cleveland, Toronto, and you have the Knicks, Hawks.
Yeah, but I know, but I mean, Denver's got to beat Minnesota.
Well, I think Cleveland, the Knicks, and Denver all have to win. And I don't understand why the Spurs. I don't know why the Spurs benched everybody the other day, lost the game, because what the Spurs could have done was they could have been on the bracket side of playing the Lakers, I believe. Yeah. And instead they lost. They benched everybody. Now they got to play either Minnesota or Denver in the next round. To me, that was weird.
Yeah, that's the matchup I'm the most excited about.
What, Knicks Hawks?
No,
I think Knicks Hawks.
The Denver Spurs matchup.
Oh, I was gonna say I think the Knicks Hawks could be a good. Well, you're gonna have Denver Spurs, and then you're probably gonna have Boston, New York.
Yeah, Boston, New York is the second one.
You're gonna have next round.
Those are the 2 matchups. Those are the 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, because
the second round matchups.
I mean, I think OKC will beat Houston because the Lakers aren't winning that series.
Who cares? Whoever wins is losing to OKC.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, I will say this. I guess if Cleveland wins the series over Toronto, I guess Cleveland maybe could have a shot against Detroit.
Yeah, I think the East is wide open. I think the top 4 teams, I've been saying, I think the top 4 teams, whoever plays the best will win. I think they're all very equally matched when they put their full lineups in the game. That's the key.
You trust James Harden in the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's run out on that one.
No, I don't. I think James Harden.
I said to you, James Harden is like the kids from South Park. You know, I mean, it's literally, to me, he doesn't want to play anymore. It's the happiest day of his life.
Oh, the baseball.
Oh yeah, it's the happiest day of his life.
So think of it. Would you be shocked if Detroit, Boston, or the Knicks get out of the East? Would any of those 3 teams shock you? It wouldn't even be a surprise. You go, all right, they're all kind of in that mix. I think the Knicks have to up their game a little bit from what they've been doing lately. But
I think the problem with the Knicks is that I think they've gotten stale and bored, and they're just ready for the playoffs.
I just don't think they play as good as they can.
That's what I'm saying. And I think, but see, it's crazy because look at them in the Cup. When you see a big game, right, against like San Antonio and all those teams, everything like that, right? Like, to me, I view it as, the whole situation is, my opinion, when you see them playing in a big game, it's like, listen, clearly when there's a big spot or a big moment, you could clearly see how much better they play. I mean, they beat the Spurs. They beat the Spurs, twice this year. They beat Cleveland on Christmas. Yeah, they won the cup. They won the Cup tournament. They beat Boston in Boston.
Yeah, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they also beat Boston, I think, twice or 3 times this year. So it's like, I don't understand. The one team that gave them big fits was really Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit gives them fits.
Yeah, Detroit is a problem. I mean, but Detroit's got to get out of their round against Cleveland. And I think if that's not going to be so simple. Because a lot of people are not believing in Detroit. You have to understand, Detroit has smaller odds than the Knicks do to win the final.
Yeah, I think the key for the Knicks is Brunson has to make the other guys on the court better than he has been doing lately. Does that make sense? Like, Brunson is a great player, but he doesn't make Towns a better player. You know what I mean? He doesn't make the players around him better. He's a great player, but he's got to make the players around him better. He's got to pass the ball sooner and get the offense going better, flow better. He holds on to the ball a little too long, and he gives other people bad shots. So that's my one concern. Brunson has to get the ball up court, give the ball up, get the ball back, and if he gets the ball back and shoots, I have no problem with it.
Well, I think having a week off is going to help. I think his ankle's also been bothering him. I'm not making excuses for him, but I think his ankle has been a problem.
But there's a season-long problem.
To me, I mean, now that Brown pretty much divulged the rotation, which is going to be, I mean, I have questions about it. So I think he said it was Brunson, Bridges, OG, Hart, Towns, and then Robinson, Clarkson, Shamet, McBride is the rotation. It's the 9-guy rotation. And I'm like, I would add one more guy to it. I would add a Diawara to it, but he won't do it.
10-man rotations in the playoffs is.
Well, you know what? Indiana had 11.
I know.
Last year, and they were
right,
and they were great, and they kept everybody fresh. It kept everybody good. The Knicks clearly, if they want to, they could play 12 guys if they want to. They could play Alvarado. They could play Diawara. They could play Kolick. Like they could play a bunch of guys if they really want to. I think they need. I would play Diawara only for the sake of. I think they need another 3 or 4 in the rotation. That's what I think it is. Because right now, the only 3 or 4 coming off the bench for that rotation is, I believe, Clarkson or Shamet, one of those two. And, to me, I think that's an issue. I think having a guy like Diawara with the size and the defense, he may not be the best shooter all the time, but I think will help. But you never know. Hey, listen, rotations change, series changes things. The Knicks have a huge advantage on the size against Atlanta in this series.
They should beat Atlanta.
I mean, yes, of course. And it's if they don't, then Mike Brown's going to find his way out right away, and everything of that nature. So, and everything, go on and so forth.
Yeah. I don't know that, but I'm saying they should beat Atlanta with not with 5 games, 6 games. I'll give them 6 games. They should win in 6.
No, I agree. But we are now being told that we have to wrap up in like 5 minutes or so.
Oh my god!
And everything like that. I know. There you go. You lost your headphones. You know what I mean? Everything like that. But it's all right. We'll wrap up now. Just really quickly, the Mets, what a disaster. They are. It's a joke. They're a disgrace.
It's early for a disaster.
The pain, bro.
It's early for a disaster, but it's not good. You know what I said? Thank God the division stinks, because that division is going to be there for the taking of the whole year.
Because the Phillies stink and the Braves aren't playing much better either. But
that division is the worst division in the National League. So that division will be there for the taking all year.
I mean, it's just so. Really quickly, you think Knicks in how many games? First off, Knicks in how many games?
I got Knicks in 6 over Atlanta.
6, same thing. Okay. And then Boston's going to win their series. They'll play whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Charlotte.
Yeah,
they'll probably play Charlotte. Charlotte might be tough, though. We'll see.
Who's Cleveland play? Oh, Cleveland plays
Toronto.
That's interesting, but Cleveland should win.
Well, I mean, that's the Knicks. I mean, that's why I wanted the Knicks to play Toronto.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Orlando couldn't beat the Celtics C team.
Yeah.
Cleveland so got lucky. Charlotte and Orlando are probably going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, Cleveland got lucky.
Yeah, they did. everybody was like with Toronto, revenge games for Quickly and Barrett. I'm like, I don't know about that.
I think you have to have talent to get revenge. You know what I mean?
Oh God. Well, Quickly was good.
Quickly was good.
Yeah, it's Barrett.
When he was on a heater, he was great. Like
Yeah,
there were times you brought him off the bench, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, Barrett, you weren't a fan of.
Nope.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll have a full show for you next Tuesday. Dad, thank you so much for helping out this week. Again, of course, appreciate it. This was fun. I know it was quick, but that's all right. Don't forget to check out all the great shows here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, New York Sports Loudmouths. They are coming up next, so that'll be a lot of fun. You can check out everything on worldwidesportsradio.com, YouTube, Instagram, Periscope, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and so much more. Dad, I'll talk to you next week. Thank you so much to the fans for listening and watching. We'll see you next week. This has been Game On Live on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.